Good morning, everybody. Let me get set up here on Instagram as well as YouTube. All right, it looks like we are about ready to go live here. All right, we are live. So, good morning, everybody. We are going to be doing a couple of things today. We are going to be ripping open a box of Series 2 Connor Bedard to go Bedard hunting here for hockey, as well as we're going to talk about a little bit of hobby news, and then we're going to finish up with some um, inexpensive flipping plays for you guys to make some money on. So this is a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of news, and a little bit of money making all rolled into one here. Um, we'll start with ripping this open here. Let's get started. I bought 4 of these hobby boxes, and good morning, Mark. I told you I was going to rip one of these live here. I got 4 of these. Was going to stack all 4 of them away, and I just can't help myself. So I'm going to rip one open and go Bedard hunting. I did go on eBay, and I did buy 2 Connor Bedard rookies off of eBay so that I could grade them. So I wouldn't be tempted to rip all 4 of these boxes open. I certainly don't want to be ripping all 4 boxes open, so that's why I bought some Bedard rookies on eBay. So we'll get these out of the box, and we will start ripping. It would be nice to hit a Bedard here this morning. We got, what do we got? 12 packs here. Yeah, hopefully you kept one of the Bedard for yourself. I hope so, Mark. I'm not going to open the other 3. The other 3 are strictly going to sit there for years and years in my safe with nowhere to go. So the players we're looking for are Connor Bedard, Connor Zary, Leo Carlson, Matthew Petrias, and Zach Benson. I might be slaughtering some of those names as I don't do hockey very well. Let me grab my tool here. Sorry about that, but I see it's kind of far away, so I wanted to be able to zoom in for everybody. There we go. That should be better. Connor Murphy, Skinner. Just going to look for the hits. Should be Mancheko, Dazzlers. Instinctive, that's kind of a cool subset. There's our first Young Guns. We have Bobby McMahon. So nothing much in that first pack. Reminder, I am live on YouTube as well. It's Chalks_cards. So if you missed this on the live stream, you want to go back and watch it, my YouTube channel is up and running as well. Thank you to those that have subscribed. We've got about 30 subscribers so far. So share that with your friends if you enjoy what the content I bring. We're going to try and grow this out. Matthews PC card. Deep Roots. I think these Deep Roots cards are kind of cool. I saw these in a couple of breaks. I think that's kind of a neat card. Robert Thomas, not the player we're looking for. Young Guns, Joel Ludwig, again, not the player we're looking for. I think Upper Deck does a really nice job with their cards. I wish Upper Deck would be able to get the licensing back to do some baseball again, but I don't think that's going to happen with Fanatics. All right. Pasternak, PC, another Deep Roots, Nathan McKinnon. Luke Hughes, Upper Deck Portraits. So while I'm going through this, for those that haven't watched or seen, the Gem Rate came out with their Gem Rate data for the month of March, and PSA set an all-time record for number of cards graded. 1.3 million cards PSA graded last month, so that was kind of interesting. Does not appear as though grading is getting less. It is getting more. The Schurler's director of the boards, Dmitry Voronikov. So it looks like you're going to get maybe one Young Guns per pack. At least that's what it seems so far. And then a lot of base. Even the base are kind of, these are just a high quality card. I'm impressed with Upper Deck's cards. I know that the Marvel, they do real well with the Marvel. I think they do a nice job with the hockey. Oh, we got them upside down here. Oh, we got our first clear card, Ryan Nugent highlights. That's like a see-through acetate card. Rantanen, Ecliptic, Young Guns, Solovis. So so far we are one pack away from halfway through, and there is no Bedard in sight yet. How long does it take PSA to scan your box to receive? Had mine since Monday. It varies depending on how many cards that they have. So I too have a order at PSA that I sent out on Friday. They received, according to the tracking, they received it yesterday, but it doesn't show it. It's not uncommon for them to take 2 or 3 days to check it in, and then another 2 or 3 days before they move it out of step 1. Once it gets to step 4, it moves pretty quickly. PSA right now has been moving, from what I understand, about as fast as SGC. SGC is slowing down to almost 3 to 4 weeks. And my last 5 orders at PSA, I've gotten back within 4 weeks. From the time I mailed it out to the time I received it back, it's been real close to 4 weeks, 30 some days. So PSA is really, really humming right now. There's like a sparkle. I don't know what Hockey Upper Deck calls it, but it's a PC card. Looks like a speckle. Mark Scheffler. That's a canvas card, kind of nice looking. Sean Farrell honor roll. A bunch of base. All right, we're halfway through, and we have no Connor Bedard yet. Our Connor Young Guns snipe price still around $400 to $500. Yeah, so Mark, what I paid for mine, I sniped one of them late at night. I got one for $435, and the other one I paid $460. So yeah, in that mid 400s is where the Bedards are currently going. And as I mentioned in the last raw to grade, the PSA 10s are doing around 1,500, and the PSA 9s are doing about 650. So even if you get a 9 if you can get them in quick enough before they drop, the 9s will still net you a profit. Monster Season, Philip Gustavsson, Instinctive, Nestrenko, Superstar, and then some more base. All right, we're down to 5 packs. Got to have a little Connor Bedard mojo here. If not Bedard, at least let me hit one of the other 4 guys. Skinner. We got Samaskevich, Young Guns. Oh, here's the parallel we're looking for. This in a Bedard is several $1,000s in raw. These are some great looking cards. I love this parallel, this silver. Very cool. Zaka, don't know who that is. Like I said, I don't follow a ton of hockey. I just know enough to be dangerous. I know the big dollar guys who to follow. I don't watch hockey, can't stand hockey, but I do like making money, which is why I'm chasing Bedard. We've got an Instinctive again here. Another canvas. Matthew Coronado Superstar. So we are running out of packs here, guys. This might have been a light on fire here, which is often what happens. Did you get yours, and is there any centering things to look for? No, Mark, I have not received my Bedards that I bought. They had to go through the eBay guarantee process. So I might not get them for another week or so yet. I bought them at the beginning of this week, or actually beginning of last week. So it's been about 8 days since I bought them. And I don't know if there's centering issues. From what I can tell, there are 2 dots. Like here, I'll use this card, for example. There are 2 little black dots over here on the Bedard. And some of the cards, you can't see the dot, or you can barely see the dots. And those are off-centered. You want to be able to see the 2 dots. And then the other thing is in his name, down on the bottom where it says Connor Bedard, you want to see these little, you guys, let me see if I can zoom in here. Zoom in for your viewing pleasure. There we go. If you can see these little dots right here, I did notice that on the C in Connor, you want to have 6 dots on the PSA 10s. So if there's 7 dots or less than 6, those are not going to gem. So that's what I know of the centering so far, from what I can tell for the little cheat codes on the Bedards. So Instinctive, Upside Down, Luke Hughes. These are kind of like the, from what I can tell, fluorescence. These are a little bit like the basketball cards with the reds and the greens, but Upper Deck Portraits. Only they aren't as big a dollars as they are in basketball. All right, we're down to 2 left, and then we will cover some inexpensive buys and anything else you guys want to talk about for some flipping opportunities here. Smith. All right. Toffoli. Connor Zary. There's one of the guys we're looking for. If I can't get a Bedard, Zary is one of the best. It's one of the 5 cards you're chasing, so I will get that sleeved up, and I will get that sent in to grading. Young Guns Canvas, Billy Suizu. That's kind of a cool card, but not what I was looking for. All right, it looks like we have one Zari, which is going to save my box. We need last pack mojo here. We need a little last pack mojo love. What do you think? We got it? Didn't get it? I don't know. I'm not feeling it, guys. I'm not feeling it. But that's okay. What do we got? Instinctive, Gibson, Patrick Bergeron, and our last chance of Bedard. Nope, Dustin Wolf. So we did not get a Bedard, guys. That does not surprise me. So let's see if I can get this camera turned around to where I don't make you guys sick here watching me. All right. How's that? That's probably got to zoom out a little bit there. If you guys can see in the background over my shoulder, we got a lot of snow here in Wisconsin last night. We got a little over a foot of snow, and we're supposed to get a couple more inches today. So a nice spring storm here in Wisconsin to start off our month of April. That's just exactly what we wanted. All right, guys. So some of the cards that we're going to talk about. The news, we've got the PSA news. You've got, for those that like Mercari rolled out the 0% seller fees a couple weeks ago. I just want to go on record. I am not a Mercari user. I used to be a Mercari user, and I got burned. Their customer service is terrible, and therefore I don't want anything to do with them. So they've now put buying fees on there since they're doing zero selling fees. They allow returns, so scammers are high. I don't recommend using Mercari, but if you want to go 0% fees and you want to try and save some money that way, more power to you. Josh Young also broke his wrist. If you haven't been following baseball, Josh Young broke his wrist for the Rangers. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. He's going to be out. It sounds like maybe 6 to 8 weeks. So that's going to open up some opportunities of playing time there. Yeah. So thoughts on Brock Purdy cards? His prices are down. Yeah, his prices are down, Mark. I don't know if you want to chase Brock Purdy or not. I'm not chasing Brock Purdy cards. I do think that they could have a spike if they sign a few free agents. They're certainly going to be one of the favorites again this year. But I've said it last year. I'm not a Purdy fan. I've seen in the games when you put pressure on him, he struggles, which is pretty common with a young quarterback, but I just don't see him becoming an elite quarterback. I know he's had some early success, but I think it's more of a system than anything. I do still have a silver prism Purdy PSA 10 that I did not sell last year. So I'll be looking to sell that in August. I just think I'm chasing other quarterbacks, Mark, more so than Purdy, but I do think Purdy could have some values. All right, so football cards. I like to chase the rookie ticket autos, and I like to chase the rookie ticket autos because they are much like the Bowman first autos. The rookie ticket autos kind of have like their own unique selling stage. They don't need to be graded. You can buy and flip rookie ticket autos without grading them. So that gives you an extra layer of potential money making. I liked to go and look for the home runs. I know it's not, your guaranteed money making process, but I like to swing for the fences, and I cast a pretty wide net. So either or, Mark. When you're going with the rookie ticket autos, you can go with the base contenders. You can look at an optic. You can look at the silver. What I don't like in the ticket autos is I don't like the championship tickets. I don't like the playoff tickets. Those do not sell as well as the rookie ticket autos themselves. So try and stick with the rookie tickets. Some players that I am looking at myself, and I'm going to share with you guys that I think all of these players that I am going to tell you here, I believe it would not take much news hype media for them to double or triple their money. None of them are more than $25, so they are very inexpensive. If you want to take some risk, you need about 25% of them. If you bought them all, you need about 25% of them to pop off for you to make money. So you don't need them all to pop off. A couple of them were to pop off and double, triple, quadruple your money. It'll pay for the ones that don't. But it is a riskier strategy. I just like to have a little bit of fun when I'm doing my flipping. I've got my guaranteed strategies for making money, and then this is more of a speculative play, which I think, in my opinion, makes collecting and flipping a little bit more fun. So the first is Alexander Madison. He kind of bombed out in Minnesota this past year. He had his opportunities. He looked good when he was backing up Delvin Cook, but when he got the limelight himself, he just has not. He didn't take the role and run with it. However, he is going to the Raiders, and him and White are going to have the backfield unless they draft a running back, but the running back class this year is not real strong. So it looks like White and Madison will have the backfield. Not sure who's going to start. Not sure if they're going to have a committee running back. But it would not take much for Madison to make you some money. The last sale of this card sold on auction for $4. The lowest card listed on eBay right now is $10. So if you want to get one at the most recent comps, you're going to have to be patient and wait for a auction to come up that starts at $1. You might be able to get one at $4, $5, $6, or if you want to go by the buy it now method, there is a couple of them listed right now at $10. It's a very inexpensive, very low floor. Even if you paid $10, you're probably going to be able to get $4 or $5 for that card, even if he flames out. So it's not a lot of risk. But if he does anything in Oakland at all, that $10 investment could very easily become 20 or 30. So that is a card that has potential. Jonnu Smith. I know tight ends aren't very sexy and they typically don't get a lot of hobby love. He has been a tight end that has had flashes of really good hands, good route running. He tends to be more of a blocking tight end. However, he is going to Atlanta, and I'm sorry, not Atlanta, Miami. And in Miami, on any given week, you could have any player pop off for 100 yards and a couple touchdowns, depending upon what the defense is giving them. So it would not surprise me if Smith had one or two good games this year, and it only takes one or two good games for that card to really skyrocket. There again, the most recent sale or most recent comp was $4. That also was an auction with only two bids. The most inexpensive one listed on eBay that I could find with a buy it now was $20. I do not recommend spending $20 on this card. This is a card that you need to wait for an auction. You need to get it in that $5 to $10 range. So if he has a game and it blows up, you can sell it at $20 or $25 and double or triple your money. Tyler Huntley, he was everything that you wanted in a backup quarterback for Lamar Jackson. He showed that he wasn't quite to Lamar's status when he got the opportunity in Baltimore, but he certainly showed that he is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL. He is going to Cleveland this year. You saw what Joe Flacco did at Cleveland. Cleveland has the talent. They have the weapons. Chubb will be back this year, coming off injury. Cleveland has a very good offense. They just need a quarterback. Deshaun Watson, Lord only knows what's going to happen with him coming off another injury. It would not surprise me at all if he didn't have a good preseason, if they were to just cut him and cut their losses. There are 3 quarterbacks in Cleveland, so any one of them could take the starting role. But in a hobby right now that seems to be focusing on backup quarterbacks due to all the injuries last year, I don't know if there's a better situation and a better backup in the NFL right now than Tyler Huntley. I like his situation and his talent. So last sale was $9. Most recent, that had 5 bids on it on eBay. So you're going to want to try and find one again on auction. Right now, the cheapest card on eBay is a buy it now of $20. There again, I don't want to spend $20 on this play. I want to get this play for around that, $5, $10, $12 range. So if he gets a start and he plays well, or even a preseason game that pops off big, you could see that jump to $25, $30, $40 real quick. Brian Robinson Jr., I thought he was going to have the opportunity when Antonio Gibson left Washington. I thought he was going to have the opportunity to be the every down back. He has a lot of talent. He had his rookie year cut short with an injury, kind of a freak injury. He played very well last year. I think that Robinson Jr. is a player that has the ability to be an every down back. However, Washington went and signed Austin Eckler, probably the top free agent running back. So I don't know how they're going to use Robinson this year. But his rookie ticket auto, most recent sale was $10. There's a buy it now on eBay right now. The lowest one is $15. That seems awfully inexpensive to me for a player of Robinson's caliber. He just needs an opportunity. He needs a little better offense. He is a very talented back. So that is one that I could see popping off to be a $30 card real easy if he gets some run in Washington. Chris Godwin hasn't done anything with Baker Mayfield. But if you remember, Chris Godwin was arguably the 1A to Mike Evans when Tom Brady was in town. Godwin is a very talented wide receiver, and there is a ton of rumors based on Godwin possibly getting traded at the draft this year. So Baker Mayfield, they re-signed him. I don't think Godwin's going to have a huge value if he doesn't get traded. This is a speculation in hopes that Godwin gets traded. If he gets traded to the right team, you can see his prices spike drastically. If he doesn't, there's a very low floor to this. The most recent sale was $12.50. Again, auction. The lowest priced one right now is $30 on eBay. Do not spend $30 on one. Look for an auction. There's some time between now and the draft date. You got about 4 weeks. Watch for another one to pop up, or look at some other sites, card shows, thing like that. I think if you can get a Godwin rookie ticket auto in that $12, $15, maybe even $20 range, it is worth the risk to take. And J.K. Dobbins is another one. So his rookie ticket auto, he's been plagued with injuries his first 3 years. He had the opportunity in Baltimore this year to really grab the bull by the horns. Hey, Joel, what's up? Thanks for joining. But J.K. Dobbins now he's a free agent. We don't know where he's going to go. If he lands with the right team, maybe the Cowboys, they still need a running back. Dobbins is a very talented back if he can stay healthy and he gets in the right position. So his most recent sale for rookie ticket auto was $15. There are buy it nows on eBay right now for $15. That's a pretty low cost for a potential starting running back in the NFL. He could end up being a backup too, depending upon where he signs. But if he ends up signing with maybe the Cowboys, if the Cowboys do sign him and he ends up the starting running back in Dallas, this $15 card could very easily shoot up to 30, 40, 50 bucks in a hurry because he is a talented back. So there's another opportunity for you. Another player that I like where he moved is Zach Moss. Zach Moss looked really good in Indy last year, sharing time when Taylor was out and even sharing time with Taylor. Zach Moss looked like he was a legitimate starting running back. Cincinnati obviously thought so because they sent Joe Mixon packing, and Zach Moss is going to be the starter in Cincinnati. They've already signed a couple of linemen. It's rumored that they're probably going to draft a lineman in the first round. Cincinnati needs to protect Joe Burrow. I don't know if T. Higgins is going to force his way out or not, but Zach Moss is a good receiving back out of the backfield, as well as he's going to have a lot of opportunities on a very good Cincinnati team, unlike the Indianapolis team that he was on last year that was young and up and coming. So Zach Moss is a player I think has a lot of possibility. His rookie ticket auto last sold for $10. That was not an auction. That was a buy it now. The least expensive buy it now on that I could find right now is $15. But I don't know if I would wait for a $10 one. I might be willing to spend the $15 on Zach Moss as this card as the starter in Cincinnati if he has any success at all and the Bengals have success. There again, this card could easily double or triple. And if you get it graded and it comes back at 10, you could 6, 5, 6, 10x your money if he starts out well. So Zach Moss is a rookie ticket auto that I am watching. We mentioned Brian Robinson Jr., so I might as well mention Antonio Gibson as well. Antonio Gibson also, he left the Commanders this year for greener pastures in New England. I don't know if he's going to be the starter in New England, but New England has the ability to plug and play running backs, it seems like, and they've got 3-4 different running backs on their roster at any given time that could go for 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns. It'll be interesting with the new regime in New England this year if that stays the case. But Antonio Gibson, his rookie ticket auto last sold for $15. There are buy it nows currently on eBay for $15. If he gets the starting gig in New England, $15 is going to seem like a bargain for a rookie ticket auto. All right, here's one of my sneaky favorite plays that I want to share with you guys. So the NFL changed the rules for the kickoffs this year, and you could see several kickoff specialists really become stars this year with these new kickoff rules. One of the best returners in the game, as well as a running back, H-back, he can flare out at tight end or wide receiver, is Cordarrelle Patterson. He was fantastic for a couple of years in Atlanta, and in comes Bijan Robinson. Patterson got a little injured, nicked up, and he basically was the odd man out this year. Algier passed him up, and he just didn't. He fell out of favor with Atlanta. However, here's a little nugget for you guys. In addition to the fact that the rules have changed and kickoff specialists are going to have value this year in the NFL, he went to Pittsburgh. Why is this important? Because he is reunited with his former offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith loved Cordarrelle Patterson, which is why they signed him in Pittsburgh. I know they have other running backs in Pittsburgh. I think you could see Pittsburgh get creative and use Patterson in multiple different roles in addition to the kickoff role. But I think Patterson could be featured in the Pittsburgh offense in addition to kickoffs. And his most recent rookie ticket auto sold for $15. And there are buy it nows out there for $15. So if Patterson blows up in Pittsburgh like he did a couple of years ago in Atlanta, which is possible going with Arthur Smith, you could see a surge in his prices. $15 is not a lot to spend for a rookie ticket auto on a guy that has that much potential. I have three more football players here for you. Cortland Sutton, not a sexy pick. Russell left Denver. Denver is an absolute mess. Jerry Jeudy left Denver. Cortland Sutton was arguably the number one receiver last year. Depending upon who they end up throwing the football to him, the one thing we know is Sean Payton always has a way of getting the offense to work. I think he is cleaning house because he wants his guys or players that buy into his system in the locker room. And you could have a bunch of no-name guys in Denver this year really putting up some good numbers. Sean Payton has proved that he is a good coach. So even though Denver is a mess and their team did not do great last year, Cortland Sutton was the number one receiver. He is still the number one receiver. And when you can get a number one receiver on a team for $15, that's his most recent sale. There are buy it nows for $15. I just don't see how you can go wrong. Very low floor, high ceiling for Cortland Sutton rookie ticket autos. I shared with you guys, I purchased this card already, so it was one of my pickups of the day on Instagram here a few days ago. Khalil Shakir, he is the clear number 2 in Buffalo. At the end of the year last year, he really started to have some good games, and he gelled well with Allen. So I think that Shakir could be a sneaky play coming into this year for Buffalo. If he can hang on, if they don't draft somebody or sign somebody else, if Shakir can keep that number 2 spot and build on his third year in the NFL. I'm sorry, second year. Last year he was a rookie. No, second year. So this will be his third year. 2022 was his first year. So 2024. So anyways, most recent sale was $19. I was able to get mine for less than that. But the lowest buy it now is $25. But if you can get that Shakir in that $15 to $20 range, being the number 2 in a high-powered offense like Buffalo, just look at the last 3-4 games of last year as to the numbers that he can put up. If you project that out over a entire season, he could be a 1,000 to 1,200 yard receiver with 8 to 10 touchdowns, and that is going to make that rookie ticket auto certainly worth more than $15 to $20. The last football player I want to share with you is Cole Kmet. New offense in Chicago, new players in Chicago. You've got Keenan Allen. You've got Moore. It looks like they're going to draft Caleb Williams. Very exciting times if you're a Chicago Bears fan. Cole Kmet is the real deal at tight end. He is a weapon. His rookie ticket autos right now are going for about $20. There are buy it nows for $20. That's a lot for a tight end, but I think he could be one of the elite tight ends in the NFL if the Chicago offense actually gels like they're hoping it does this year. So Cole Kmet is the last rookie ticket auto that I'm going to recommend for football. I've got some basketball plays here as well. Does anybody want some basketball plays, or should we wrap it up for the day, or anybody got any questions? feel free to shoot them into the live chat. We're just kind of hanging out. It's like I said, it's my day off, and we got over a foot of snow outside, so I can't do any yard work. And it's too cold to go work in the garage on one of my cars. So just hanging out here talking some sports cards with you guys. Anybody interested in some rookie ticket auto basketball plays? All right, I got you guys can comment in the live chat as well. I've got a couple of messages. People are messaging me on my phone. So all right, we will do the rookie ticket autos for basketball as well. So here are some rookie ticket autos that you can look at. These aren't necessarily rookie ticket autos for basketball. These are just basketball cards that coming into the playoffs, we got playoffs starting April 16th, I think, are the play-in games. So you've got about 2 weeks roughly to get these cards. These are players that I think it wouldn't take much for these cards to blow up. You don't have time to send these cards in and get them graded. This is just a quick flip, 2 weeks and flip. The first one is Tyler Hero, Don Russ rated rookie base card. Tyler Hero has had a lot of injuries, started out the year on fire. He is a bucket. The guy could throw up 30 plus points on any given night. Miami looks like they're going to be in the play-in games. So if they can make it into the 7 or the 8 seed and they get another round of games, Tyler Hero could be one of those players that his cards jump drastically. You can get his Don Russ rated rookie base card right now for $5. What would it take for that card to get to 10 or 15 bucks? Not much. So these aren't expensive cards I'm going to be sharing with you guys. These are just some quick flip opportunities based on the playoffs coming. De'Aaron Fox Prism Base 2017. This card a year ago in the playoffs. Now, I know they were the number 2 seed a year ago, and they're going to be maybe the 6 seed, 7 seed this year. But De'Aaron Fox Base, $15. This card was a $55 to $60 card a year ago. If Sacramento gets on a little bit of a run in the playoffs, this is easily a double or triple your money type situation for 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks of holding a card. Not a lot to invest at $15, worth the opportunity. LeBron James, Optic Base, his 2018. It's his first Laker uniform card. Optic is a collectible card. That card recently sold for $10. If LeBron and the Lakers go on a little bit of a run here and get hot, that card could easily double. That could be a $20 card with just a few good games, a triple-double, a game-winning shot, anything like that. That card, very low floor, high ceiling. You've heard me talk about the Darius Garland Silver Prism and how underrated I think that card is, selling for around $70 in a PSA 10. It's almost criminal. And these cards here that I'm talking about, guys, these are PSA 10s for these prices. The Tyler Hero, $5, the De'Aaron Fox, $15, LeBron James, $10. These are all PSA 10s, not raw. So if I said raw, I apologize. These are PSA 10s, sales that were recently on market movers that you could find. So PSA 10s, $5, $15, $10. Cheap cards. Darius Garland Prism Green Parallel. So it's the green. It's not a color match. It's nothing fancy, but it is a prism and it is a parallel. $15 for a PSA 10. I just don't see how you can go wrong. It wouldn't take much for Cleveland to have a little bit of a run in the playoffs. Darius Garland to have a couple big games. I could see that $15 card becoming $50 really quickly with some good games. Zion Williamson has had a lot of buzz recently. Everybody kind of held their breath thinking that maybe he was going to get injured again this year. He's proven durable. He's having a phenomenal season. And people are finally starting to take notice in the hobby. He's one of the hottest cards in the NBA right now in the last 30 days. He's got a lot of his cards that are starting to rise. They're only gonna rise more as the playoffs come, especially if the Pelicans can make some noise in the playoffs. But his Flux base card, PSA 10, $10. A PSA 10 Zion Williamson for $10. I just don't see, what is that card going to do? Is it going to go to $7? I mean, the floor is ridiculously low for a Zion PSA 10. That card wouldn't take much, 20, $30. Easy double your money card if the Pelicans and Zion do anything at all. Paolo Banchero, his Silver Prism card is probably a card that you could take a look at, but that card's up about 20% in the last 30 days, and that card is almost $300. So I'm going to take a look at another Paolo Banchero, and that is his Blue Ice Select Concourse. It's a color match. It is a beautiful card. I'm not a fan of the last couple of years of Select because it's no longer a hobby product. It's a retail product, kind of got watered down, but this is an absolutely gorgeous card. It is a Concourse Blue Ice Palo for $40 in a PSA 10. That could very easily jump to 80 or $100 in the playoffs if they make any noise at all. Chet Holmgren, another player. Don't know. It looks like Wemby might have him on Rookie of the Year now with the way Wemby's been playing. I think Wemby's probably going to win Rookie of the Year, and Chet's going to miss out on it. But Chet certainly is a key player, the number 2 to Shea, and they still have a chance at the number 1 overall seed. So time will tell. But as they get into the playoffs, that young upstart team could have a lot of hype around them. His Select Concourse Red Ice, $45. Again, wouldn't take much for that card to double in price in the playoffs. I already mentioned the Don Russ base rated rookie for Tyler Hero. I'm going to mention his Prism base. Guys, a lot of times these inexpensive base cards are the ones that jump the most because they're $10, $15, $20 in a PSA 10. They're very affordable. Kids can buy them. You'll get 10, 12-year-old kids that got $20, $30, $40. They can't afford the real expensive $100, $200, $500 cards. So oftentimes your biggest return on investment is these inexpensive base cards. I know they say base cards are dead for collectors, but not for flippers, guys. These cards, it does not take much for a Tyler Hero base Prism PSA 10 to go from $10 to $30. I know it's only a $20 profit, but you're only spending $10 to make 20. This card has a lot of potential and very low floor. Going back to the Lakers, one of the wild cards on the Lakers is D'Angelo Russell. You've seen on games where LeBron is out, D'Angelo steps up. He put daggers into the Bucks this year. He recently had a 39-point game. I think it was 39, high 30s against the Bucks. Almost single-handedly took the Bucks out in that game. D'Angelo Russell's a very good player, but he becomes a role player on a very good team when everybody's healthy. But that doesn't mean that he couldn't have a game in the playoffs where he pops off or hits a 3 to win the game. His base Prism is sitting at $25. If the Lakers make a deep run into the playoffs, you could very easily see that card double or triple in value. Am I buying Wemby? No. Very simple answer, Mark. I am not. I am staying out of the Wemby cards. Wemby is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. If he can stay healthy, put some more muscle on, sky's the limit for what this guy can do. My problem with Wemby cards is their price range. I know he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. However, they have made so many different parallels, so many different rookie cards. Which card do you spend your money on? Pop counts are still climbing by the days. And you don't even have Optic yet. You don't have Optic. You don't have Optic Hollow. Those will be coming out midsummer. There's too many cards yet to come for me to invest. I see Wemby cards crashing hard. Even if he continues at the pace he's on, if he becomes the best player the NBA has ever seen, the prices his cards are at right now, you are going to lose money. If you can get a raw card, grade it and flip it, I think that's your opportunity for Wemby. I would not be buying any graded Wemby cards with the anticipation of flipping it, holding it, or making money on it. The only play I see for Wemby is raw to grade. That's the only play I can see. I have 3 more plays here for you on basketball before we wrap up. Again, back to the Zion train. His Hoops Premium Silver Laser card. I bought 2 of these cards about 2 years ago, and I think I paid $75 a piece for them way back when. And then one of them sitting in my personal collection in the safe. The other one I sold and I lost money on when he got hurt that year. But this card's sitting at $25 in a PSA 10. This is a premium card. It's a silver laser, $25, guys. This is an opportunity that you could double, triple, quadruple your money if the Pelicans do anything. Zion is a player that I am looking at hard. His prices are up 20 to 25% across the board on almost everything. Even this card here that most recently sold for $25, 45 days ago, you could have had this card for $15. So it's up. But look at the prices, guys. Would you rather, here's a would you rather question. Would you rather have a PSA 10 base Wembanyama right now, or for that same price, would you rather have 25 different Zion Williamson PSA 10 cards at about $10 to $15 a piece, all PSA 10s? What would you rather invest in? Where's the ceiling? I'll take the Zion Williamson cards for the same price. Those cards go up in the playoffs. Where is the limit for Wemby cards? Where does this go? He's not making the playoffs, so there's no marker there. Everybody knows he's the best rookie in the NBA. So even if he wins Rookie of the Year, I don't see a price spike when he gets named Rookie of the Year if he beats Chet for Rookie of the Year. Where is the value in buying Wembanyama cards right now? I don't get it. I don't understand it. These cards are going to drop. If you can get raw and you can grade, go for Wemby. Anything else, stay away from graded Wemby cards. You're going to lose money on them. That's just my opinion. All right, 2 cards to go here. I can't go without recommending a Shai Gilgeous card. 2018 Optic Shock PSA 10. This card most recently sold for $150. If you go back to just before the All-Star game, this card sold for $280, just shy of $300. I don't understand why Shai cards are dropping like they are dropping. Most of Shai's cards are going down in the last 30 days. We're coming into the playoffs. If they make a run, Shai cards could have a resurgence. Shai cards could very easily jump in value. I am on Shai's train. I don't think that they're going to get knocked out of the playoffs early. I think they're going to make a deep run. They're going to for sure at least win their first round, and then we'll see who they play in the second round. But I am high on Shai in the playoffs here. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my boy Tyrese Maxey. I am not going to recommend his Silver Prism, even though that card is coming down. I'm going to recommend his Hyper Prism because of the price point. That card you can get into right now for $110. That card could be a $200 to $250 card. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Joel Embiid is back. He was back last night. However, Maxey did not play. So Embiid is back for the playoff run, guys. You know what Maxey's cards were doing early in the year when Embiid and him were teaming up on a nightly basis. Watch out for Philadelphia in the playoffs. If Embiid is healthy, the Sixers have a team that could make some upsets. The Sixers have a team that could make a deep run. They could even make the finals. So Embiid cards could be one to watch, as Maxey cards could be one to watch. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, go over to YouTube, hit the like button, share it. Share this out with people if you enjoy the content. If there's anything you want me to touch on for next week's video, let me know. Otherwise, we will probably be touching on football next week as the draft approaches. We want to talk about some investment opportunities that are there before the draft takes place. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.